Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest movies and documentaries. Today, I'm going to talk about Resident Evil movie. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch this video until the end and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. This is the time of 2036 when the T-virus spread in the world. That 6 billion people, the world's population, became its victims. The T-virus affects the brains of humans, due to which humans were changed to zombie-like creatures. And these creatures were introduced zeros in this world. The population of normal humans has decreased a lot. The entire cities were destroyed and even the big governments of countries were also broken down. The ecosystem has also been destroyed. In short, the virus has destroyed the world. Normal humans have made freeholds to survive in this world, like the cities surrounded by large walls, so that no zombie can enter there, nor these people cannot be the victims of the T-virus. Well, now we meet Jade, who is a researcher. Her organization researched before the destruction time, collects things from that time, so these things can help to make the world like before. She was given the project of zeros, to deal the behavior of these creatures. From this experiment, from the freeholds that is, by getting out of the safe zone of humans, and comes into the world of zeros. She sets her camera and puts a lot of perfume on herself, so that zeros couldn't smell her. She throws the drop of blood on a rabbit, and leaves it with zeros. As soon as the rabbit goes to zeros, they follow him like hungry dogs. From this, Jade reveals that till now, zeros didn't make any progress mentally. She switches off the recorder and when she is about to leave, one of her hands collides with the grill. There was a small scratch on her hand, and her blood smell alerts all zeros. They start chasing her. Jade runs as fast as she can to save her life, but still, a zero jumped and managed to catch her. Jade doesn't give up. She moves the zero away from herself by pushing full force. And this zero falls on a security alarm. As soon as the security alarm rings, there is fire everywhere. Almost all the zombies were killed in this fire. Jade escaped and was about to leave from here, but the land started to shake. And we see that a very big center pillar had come there. It was also behind Jade. She tried to go under the container, but this caterpillar grabbed her by the legs. Before it kills Jade, 3 men had shot him from behind and killed him. Jade had become unconscious and these people come and check Jade whether she is alive or not. These people can know from the tattoo made on her hand that Jade is the survivor of the T-virus. Despite being affected by the T-virus, she is still a normal person. The scene cuts and we see the scene from 14 years ago, 2022. That's just 4 months before the T-virus spread. We see Jade with her twin sister Billy. She, after a long time, was very happy to meet her dad because he rarely came to his family. He was an executive of Umbrella organization, that's why he was very busy. What work did this organization do? What was the business of Albert? He didn't tell his daughters. He takes blood samples of his daughters after every 2 weeks. What did he do with it? Jade and Billy never asked him. We see that Albert took that blood sample and had injected it into his neck. Both of Albert's daughters were high school students, but very different from each other. Jade has friends, but Billy is very lonely. She remains quite silent. At this time, during the break, a girl comes to Billy, and she thinks she might want to be friends with her. But she rather started making fun of Billy. Billy started ignoring her after seeing her attitude. The girl gets so angry after being ignored that she starts beating Billy. Many students also gather around them. The fight video is also captured, which had gone viral immediately, due to which, the remaining confidence of Billy also fades away. On the other side, Albert, who is in his company, his colleague came and gave him bad news. That the experiments they do are failing this time too, due to which 6 test subjects, who were also human beings, were killed, whom Albert was also watching on a footage. The colleague of Albert tells him that the Umbrella this time is also hiding this news. It means illegal experiments must have been done here even before this. In school, we see that when the girl who has beaten Billy was in the bathroom, someone came in front of her wearing a raccoon mask. Before the girl did something, the raccoon masked man hit her head hard and went away from there. Everyone suspected Billy because a few days ago, she had a fight with Billy. But Billy didn't even know about all this. When the principal checks Billy's locker, so the raccoon mask comes out of Billy's locker, the principal filed a case against her for violation. The other girl's dad also comes here, who were very angry and wanted Billy to be thrown out of school. At the same time, Albert comes here. He tells the girl's dad, "Do you know who I am? An executive from the umbrella and you are a small employee. If I want, I can fire you from the company and can blacklist you. No company will hire you then." All these words of Albert had frightened this man. He leaves punishing Billy here. He tells his daughter that to apologize to Billy for the misbehavior you did with her. Albert proved to be an ideal dad today. Billy was very happy as well as Albert too, and he invited her for lunch in his office. She is excited and visits Umbrella. She has never seen this office organization to date. Different experiments were going on in every room. Billy goes and sits in the waiting room. A cart passes near her, and there are wounded rabbits, from which Billy had understood that Umbrella organization has experimented on animals. She found this thing strange because it was famous about the Umbrella organization that it doesn't do any illegal work. After going home, she discusses it with Jade and says that I want to know the whole truth about Umbrella. Jade was a good sister, that's why she has agreed to help her. They steal Albert's key from his room and leave towards the umbrella. The voicemail of Albert opened the entrance to the umbrella, after which these people, with the help of Albert's identity card, entered the elevator and the lab. After that, Billy starts making videos of animals kept in the lab. On the other side, we see Jade. She knows that her dad uses the same password for everything. After setting the password, she accesses his computer. On the computer, the clip was also found, where 6 test subjects who were humans were killed due to experiments. Billy, who is messing things up here, suddenly she pressed the button of a secret door. When the door opens, there was a mutated dog. Its condition was very bad. It was barking like crazy. Before he attacks, both of them run away, and locks it inside an elevator. Emergency alarms also activated here. This dog was so powerful that it broke the elevator door. Jade and Billy soon wanted to get out of here as soon as possible. They press some buttons here to open the outside door. Mistakenly they press a hologram. The dog knows their location quickly due to the noise, and comes inside this room. Getting a chance, these 2 sisters exit the room through the open door. They had closed the door where the dog was, but they still can't open the outside entrance. Before these people escaped here, the dog jumps over Billy through a window. He badly attacked Billy and she was injured. To save Billy, Jade kills the dog with the fire cylinder there. Billy was not conscious and was bleeding profusely. Jade was very scared suddenly. Her eyes open and we realize that she was dreaming. Jade was having this dream in the present. She used to get scared remembering my past. At this time, she was in their custody, who saved her from the caterpillar monster. She tells Jade to get out of here immediately, but these people tell her the area where there is surrounded by zeros. Traveling by car can prove to be very dangerous. That's why they arranged for a helicopter to get Jade out of here. This man and Jade are talking about changing situation of the world. Then his partner tells him that umbrella helicopters have arrived here. Jade gets scared after hearing this. Actually, Umbrella is finding the survivors of the T-virus, which had Jade's name on top. That's why Jade had a big reward on her. They had also brought Jade here. By selling Jade to the Umbrella organization, they could get a lot of money. Jade did not want to go to the Umbrella Corporation, but these men would point guns at her, and meanwhile, a man from the Umbrella Corporation, Baxter, came here with his army. Those people had surrounded this freehold, and tried to hold and catch Jade. Baxter orders his soldiers to kill local people present here. According to the order, while shooting, they were killing humans. They also used to set fire to the freehold. Jade tries to run out of here while avoiding the fire, but she was surrounded by the soldiers from all sides. Here the Baxter comes forward, and says to her, "Your sister is waiting for you. Won't you come to her?" Jade does not pay attention to his words, and running away from here, climbing over a wall, she gets out of this freehold to the world of zeros. where zeros are completely behind her. Jade was running to save her life from zeros. Baxter orders his soldiers to kill all zeros, so that those people could catch Jade alive. Even while running away, Jade finds a place to hide, and at this time, Baxter makes a deal with her. He says, if you come with us, I promise that I will get you out of this trouble alive. At this time, inside this freehold, a local car turns out. Jade doesn't listen to Baxter and jumps over this car. The driver of the car also wanted to run from this place, but many zeros chased him. The man tells Jade to get out of my car. Zeros are after me because of you. He also threatens to shoot her, but Jade suggests that they can go from here together. He doesn't listen to Jade, and because of the delay, he is killed by zeros. Jade now takes over the driving seat without wasting her time, comes out of here to another freehold. The people of this freehold have contracted with the Umbrella organization for extra protection. Jade lives inside an apartment of freehold. A couple also lived in Jade's apartment, who helped her through her difficult times. After coming home, she finds out that out of the couple, the husband is affected by the virus. He has now become zero. So his wife locked him in the bathroom. To check him, Jade, wearing small things of the house like a protective suit, opens the door of the washroom where Zero gets off out of control, and also attacks Jade. But Jade had succeeded in saving herself. He also attacks his wife. Before he kills his wife, Jade comes from behind and kills him. After killing him, Jade had gone out for her work. As soon as Jade leaves, Baxter, that guy from Umbrella Corporation, comes. The one who is after Jade investigates about her from the lady living in her house. He leaves to find her with his army. After reaching a point where they suspected Jade was, these people conspiring blindly, because of which chaos spreads among the people. Jade knew that these people were after her. That's why she hides inside a warehouse. She gets a nervous child near her, also takes a child with her. After some time, the child's parents also come here. The family also wants to leave this area like Jade. Baxter also leaves the area when he doesn't find Jade, and then these people contact smugglers to get out of the city. The scene goes to the past and the story continues, from where the dog attacked Billy. Jade, with difficulty, succeeds in taking her to another room. Their dad also comes in the meanwhile. He sees Billy's wound, and while wrapping the wound, he quickly tells both of them to run from the side door. The security was about to reach here, after which he connects a device to his own system and cracks the whole system, so that no one knows that his daughters came here, after which he started putting the blood of the dog on him. By this time, the security also reached here. Evelyn was also with him, the CEO of Umbrella Organization. When Evelyn asked Albert about the incident that happened there, he says that maybe there was a cyber attack here, due to which all the computers have stopped working, and our lab's digital locks are also open, from where the dog came and attacked me. When the security came and checked everything here, they find Albert's words true, but Evelyn was not ready to listen to this. Albert comes home and bandages Billy. When Jade asks him about the dog, Albert tells her that the dog is genetically ill. But you don't tell anyone. If Umbrella finds out that you both were there, both of you will be severely punished. It is also possible that people may find you and kill you. Albert checks Billy again the next day. Her wounds had not yet healed, and also the color of her eyes is also becoming dull. Jade understood that there is something wrong inside the Umbrella Organization, so she searches for it on the internet, where she finds a website on which the truth about the Umbrella Organization was written. But that website was blocked, and now Jade takes her laptop to her friend who was a computer hacker. He pirates this website and opens it for Jade. They come to know the truth about the Umbrella Organization. The Umbrella Organization first conducted their weird experiments on animals, and then the same animals had bitten some humans and affecting them. They were killed when they couldn't control themselves. Jade contacted the website owner because she too has seen everything. The name of the owner of this website was Angel. He was a reporter, but now because of the Umbrella, he was not getting a job anywhere, nor someone used to publish his stories. On the other hand, we see Albert, who was examining Billy's blood. When he feels some changes, he injects Billy's blood into a rat. so that he can also notice these changes. Now Albert herself is not feeling well here. That's why he injected Billy's blood into himself. He is doing this all that Evelyn calls him for a meeting. She wanted the medicine that Albert created to strengthen humans, to spread all over the world. But Albert refuses to do so, because there are many side effects of that medicine. Despite Albert's warning, wants to sell these medicines. After hearing her decision, Albert tells her, "Okay, I will keep myself aside from this project." Evelyn threatens him. "Do you remember why are you alive? Because of our company and your daughter's blood. Even if you leave us, where will you go?" In the house, we see Billy's wound getting weird. Her condition had also become strange. That's why even her dog was afraid of her. When she catches her dog, he gets scared and takes her out of the home. Even he slips from her hand. When Billy tries to pick it up, the dog goes to a boy. He feels that Billy might have stolen it. So she refused to return Billy's dog to Billy. Billy angrily punches him and runs after taking her dog. She couldn't believe how a scared girl could do this. Billy goes to the bathroom. This time, she noticed that her mouth was bleeding a lot. On the other side, in Albert's lab, we see the rat, in which Albert injected Billy's blood. The rat was so aggressive this time that he banged the glass of his jar. After breaking the glass, he even didn't stay in his jar. Albert, with difficulty, catches him and takes his blood samples, and checks it in his microscope. In this rat's genes, there were rapid changes. Noticing these changes, Albert concludes that his daughter will also be aggressive like this after 52 hours. Billy's condition was getting worse even now. She was feeling strangely dizzy. At this moment, she decides to go out of the house, and Albert checked her wounds before she went out, which were healed surprisingly. On coming to school, her health became even worse, because she can hear the smallest sound very loudly. It was because of these voices, she was having hallucinations. Within the Umbrella organization, the board of directors meeting was going on. Evelyn shows them the medicine prepared by Albert, that she can do the greatest magic. It could make people powerful, even it can heal many diseases. Everyone was happy to hear about such magical medicine. But Albert tells them that this medicine also has side effects. There is the T-virus inside the medicine. Whoever takes the overdose of this medicine will become a victim and the T-virus. And T-virus will turn him into a zombie. Evelyn, to make her point true, interrupts Albert and says this will happen only when a person takes 20,000 tablets. And it's never possible. Here at school, Billy gets hallucinations again and again. Sometimes she used to see a dog in the canteen. Sometimes she sees herself soaked in blood in the mirror. She was tired of all this and goes out, where she meets her sister's friend with her. They were arguing, so Billy beats Jade's friend. She couldn't understand why she did this. So she ran away and came home. Jade, following her, had come home. She sees a broken glass in Billy's hands. Her hand was badly injured. This time, Billy doesn't hide anything from Jade, and tells her that her condition is getting very bad. She was able to hear even distant outside sounds. She was having issues with vision. She was having strange hallucinations. Even that now she doesn't feel any pain, as if this glass had hit her. Jade gets emotional and hugs her. She says, "Don't worry, Billy. This may be a side effect of the medicine." Whereas on the other hand, at present in 2036, Jade sat in the smuggler's car to get out of town with that family. These people have traveled a little bit, and a new crossing point comes on the way. To cross it, Jade, with all her jewelry, gives her car to these smugglers. These people had now come forward after crossing the tunnel, where Baxter was already present to take Jade. But they were not ready to give any information. But Baxter sees Jade's car here. His suspicion had changed into reality. That Jade is with the group. Here the smugglers move forward with their people, but they have to stop at one place, because very big monsters had come in front of them. These monsters couldn't see, and these monsters used to attack people after hearing the noise. That's why smugglers tell everyone to wait quietly. Unfortunately, suddenly Baxter had come here. Due to the noise of his vehicles, these monsters were attracted to them. Such big monsters first attack Baxter, whose soldiers fight these monsters with heat guns. Till now, these monsters also attacked smugglers' cars. Everyone had to run from there to save their lives. Smuggler and Jade fire with their guns and begin to kill the monsters, but in this war with the monsters, almost all of their comrades were killed. And those who survived were Jade, the smuggler, and the family with Jade started this journey. While escaping from the monsters, they go inside a warehouse. They've come here to save their lives. But their lives were in danger because there was a big spider monster here. First, the spider catches and kills the smuggler. Before he kills the family, that boy goes and fights with the monster to save his family. The boy knew that he couldn't defeat this spider. He risked this danger so his family could get time to run away from there. He killed the spider and the injuries given by the spider kill him. Along with Jade, his son, and his wife also survived. Jade and that man's wife noticed that their son was infected with the T-virus. If she had to move on, she had to leave this child here. But she was a mother, she couldn't leave him here, so she decided to die with him. Jade had to move forward alone. With great difficulties, when Jade comes out of the tunnel here, surprisingly Baxter was already present here to take her. Before these people killed Jade, smugglers come and shoot them from behind. But still, Baxter's soldiers catch Jade, who had beaten her and made her unconscious. After that the scene cuts and we meet Angel. Angel is the same writer, who knows the whole truth about the Umbrella Corporation. At one time his wife also worked there. She was giving an interview to her husband and told him how the people of the organization had tortured her. There were many wounds on her body. The wounds that have healed slowly. But because of them, she became hypersensitive. Now, she can hear and see things far away. After 3 days, she became so aggressive that she started hitting people. She also gives a USB to her husband, which has the whole truth of the Umbrella Organization's past destructive city. Angel takes the USB and comes to Jade, a new city that was created by the Umbrella Organization, where Jade lived with her dad. As soon as Angel entered the city, Evelyn gets the news of his arrival. After the party ends, Angel meets Jade and Billy, and tells them that you guys are going to be in danger. He tells them the whole truth that the first city built by the Umbrella Organization wasn't ruined by a guest's leakage. It was rather destroyed by a nuclear explosion. And this whole plan was of the government. Because inside that city, the T-virus was spreading very fast. That the government wanted to control. Angel tells them the most shocking reality that Albert died there in 2009. And you guys weren't even there. In clear words, Angel was also raising questions about their existence, as to when and how they were born. And if Albert had died in 2009, then who was living with them? Without understanding all these things, here Jade quickly brought Billy towards herself and tries to see her wound. But Billy gets panicked and goes away from there. Jade also runs after her and Angel also chases them both. But before he could reach Billy and Jade, the Umbrella guards caught him. They take him to Evelyn, who starts interrogating him. What does he know about the experiment's old Umbrella Organization and disappearance of people? On the other side, we see Billy and Jade running on the road, where Billy suddenly had stopped running, because now her body was trembling very fast. She thought that she would definitely turn into a monster, but here Jade tells her that when the dog has bitten her, 52 hours have passed since then. If she hasn't transformed yet, it means she is safe. She will never transform, and will never be a monster. On the other hand, in 2036, in the present we see that the smugglers have defeated the army of Baxter. Along with Jade, Baxter and his army was also in their prison. They were taking him somewhere, but Baxter wasn't worried, because he had a chip in his hand. He knew that the Umbrella Corporation people will definitely come to save him, and these smugglers bring them to the prison they made, where they imprisoned around 300 zeros. All of them meet the smugglers' leader, who believed that this T-virus was a test from God, especially for those who stopped to believe in God. According to him, the person who had turned into zeros, all of them had done bad things, and these zeros are on a mission to eliminate other bad guys. The world will be established again, and there will only be good people in the world. These people beat Baxter and Jade and lock them in a cell. This cell was close to Zero's cell, from where Jade easily could notice Zeros. She was surprised to see all the Zeros here were working in a very organized way. All these Zeros move in an organized way. Due to this, The powerhouse here is running. Jade was noticing that suddenly the door of their cell opened. These smugglers take out one of Baxter's soldiers and mercilessly cut him into several pieces with a chainsaw, and put them in front of Zeros. He was made as a food for Zeros. Jade noticed that these people have fed a mother Zero before giving food to all Zeros, who after eating food, asks them to work in an organized way. It means she controls all of them. It clearly meant that these Zeros were evolving every day. They were bringing positive changes within themselves. Jade already hoped that Zeros could turn back into humans. Now her hopes were confirmed. Jade was busy noticing everything, but Baxter was very scared here. He made a deal with Jade that if you please help me go out of there, I will give the report of your death in Umbrella Organization. Then no one will follow you and you'll be. Jade gets ready, and both of them push hard to break the rocks of the prison. And opening the door, they become successful. As soon as they got out, they killed 2 guards. They were guarding them, after which they take the radio from the guards, and also the jail keys. With the help of it, Baxter gets his soldiers released. They took back their weapons from the smugglers. They were in a position to fight properly. And seeing them coming to power, the smuggler standing there, who had a chainsaw in his hand, tried to stop them, but soldiers shoot him and kill him. Jade takes his chainsaw while the Baxter soldiers start having a gunfight with the guards. Both teams were firing at each other. During this time, Baxter presses many levers to open the exit door. Due to which, accidentally the door was also opened. Where were Zeros in the cell? Now Baxter's group had to fight with Zeros along with smugglers' guards. While fighting, these people were also looking for a way out of this building. Baxter, while having guns in both his hands, fights with enemies well, and while firing bullets one by one, and kills the guards with Zeros. But then he notices that Jade has disappeared. She had actually found a tunnel through which all the smugglers were running away. And suddenly she hears the sound of someone screaming loudly. It was the voice of the mother Zero who had controlled them all. This voice stopped her steps. Jade comes running back and by opening Mother Zero's cell, and attacks her with a chainsaw. This time, Jade has the head of the Mother Zero in her hands, which all Zeros smell and begin to chase her. Jade quickly runs away and hides in a room. Zeros slam the door loudly from outside. She decides not to remain silent but will fight. She stands and starts her chainsaw, which unfortunately was no longer working. She finds a bomb from the dead body of the smuggler. Without wasting time, she picks up the bomb and throws it on Zeros, but even this doesn't work. Zeros also succeeded in breaking the door. Before they break the door and come inside, the door falls on the same bomb that Jade threw at them. With the weight, that blasts because of the extra pressure, from which many Zeros were killed. This blast had also weakened Jade. Before the remaining Zeros attacked her, Baxter reached her. Baxter, by supporting Jade, was trying to get her out. Meanwhile, all Zeros following them. Baxter was also firing bullets at them. As they went ahead, they saw a ladder, on which Baxter puts Jade first. Jade manages to escape from here, but when Baxter starts to run away from here, Zeros reached there and threw him down by pulling his legs. Now, they got their evening meal. All of them begin to eat Baxter, and Jade gets a chance to run away far from here. Jade's troubles were not ending. As soon as she left here, she faces the soldiers of the Umbrella Organization, who, by tracking the chip installed with Baxter's arm, have reached here. Out of all these soldiers, one soldier takes off her helmet in front of Jade. Seeing this, Jade is shocked, because she is none else than her sister Billy. The scene cuts and goes back to the past 14 years ago, in 2022, where Albert was looking for his daughters. Because they went to a party without telling him before he could meet his daughters, a man from the organization caught him and brought him in front of Evelyn. She was scolding her son on the phone. We found out that her son is a friend of Jade who had helped Jade many times in hacking the websites of Umbrella. Seeing Albert, Evelyn disconnected her son's call. She takes him to Angel, the reporter, who revealed the entire truth of the Umbrella Organization to Billy and Jade. Evelyn is investigating him about what he knows about the Umbrella Organization and what was his purpose for coming here. But he doesn't tell her anything. That's why Evelyn assigns Albert a task to torture him and to get the truth out of his mouth. Albert wasn't ready to do this at first, but as soon as this man tells him that I have met your daughters. Hearing this, Albert also got angry. He starts hitting and asks what you told them. In reply, the man again doesn't say anything. Because of his anger, Albert injures him with surgery tools. In all this, Albert had forgotten that he was looking for his daughters, who now reached home. Angel's words had an impact on them. That's why they were searching for their certificate. But instead of getting the birth certificate, they find a lot of strange things in this house. Like parts of a gun, a dog whistle, and a hidden laptop. Jade tries to open it with her dad's password, but it wasn't unlocked, so Jade called her friend, who helped her in opening the laptop of her password. There was no special document, but Jade's friend finds a dead drop email on this laptop, whose password changes every 24 hours. This boy cracked this email, in which there was a message for Billy. It was written in the message that the Umbrella Corporation is after Billy. Now, Billy will have to run away from here, and all the preparations for her escape are ready. They have to find a bag. After that they can run away from this house. Jade knew that Umbrella Organization, through the cameras installed at their house, can keep an eye on them. Jade's friend hacked all the cameras in their house. He starts to play old footage there, so Jade and Billy can do their work comfortably. Jade picks up a favorite picture of Albert, behind which she got a clue. According to this clue, they had to play the piano. One key of the piano gets stuck while playing piano, and from inside they got another clue, in which it was written to put the piano aside. There's a hidden basement under this piano. By opening it, they find a bag full of money and 2 passports, on which Billy and Jade's photos were, but the name was changed. The friend tells them over video call that surely there is a room in their house where Albert keeps his things hidden. By listening to their friends, they checked their house thoroughly. They found a hidden room inside the basement. To open this room, they needed a secret key. Here Jade remembers the dog whistle, which was a clue. Jade calls her dog with a whistle. With the key on his collar, these people open the room. As soon as they entered the room, Jet's friend's calls was ended. This room was Albert's secret lab, where they got many blood samples and a chair which has ropes tied with it. It seemed as if someone was imprisoned here forcefully. They also get a DVD in this room. When these people play DVD, they see that Albert was giving injections to a mutated human, a monster-like human. It seemed that Albert must tide a monster with this chair. Billy was scared, and she tells Jade that we have to get out of here as soon as possible. But Jade wanted proof. As soon as she tries to steal Albert's computer from here, the alarm starts ringing. This room caught fire all around within seconds, so that all the evidence here gets burnt, both towards the door to save their lives, but that too was now locked. There was no way, so they came in between a room and climbed on a table. Extinguishers in this room were also activated, which started quenching the fire. In a moment, Albert also comes into this room. Jad and Billy were angry after seeing him. They ask him questions and asks him about the explanation for all these things. Albert refuses to give any answer. Jade puts a knife on his throat in anger. This thing made Albert angry. Before he harms Jade, Billy comes from behind and made him unconscious after hitting him with something. After some time, when Albert gets his consciousness, he was tied with the same chair that was kept in this room. Albert felt that he now had no other way from he can be saved from his daughter's questions. He starts narrating the whole story to them. First of all, he tells them about the dog that bit Billy. The dog was affected by the T-virus, and T-virus used to turn a living man into a monster. Let's say they used to make them a zombie. But Billy did not become a victim of that virus. Despite being affected by the virus, she did not become a master here. He tells them the biggest truth of their lives, that these two are not ordinary girls. They were not born by some woman and some human being. These two were not prepared in the lab after many experiments. After this, they were very strong mentally and physically. They were created by the Umbrella Corporation, and if the Umbrella Corporation knew this, that Billy was not a victim of the T-virus, then they could kill Billy and preserve her as a lab specimen by making their experiments an example. Albert questions them about Angel, and they tell Albert the truth. That Angel knows that Billy is infected. Albert gets worried and tells them that we will have to rescue him soon from the Umbrella Corporation. Otherwise, if he tells Evelyn the truth, it would be too bad. The next morning, Albert goes to the Umbrella Corporation. In front of everyone, he was interrogating Angel. But in reality, by writing something in that secret diary, he asks Angel if anyone else knows that Billy is infected. When Angel says no, Albert takes a breath of peace. He felt that if Angel remained alive now, this truth can be revealed at any time. That is why injects Angel. Because of this, he died of a heart attack. Seeing his condition, the medical team comes to the room, but before their arrival, Angel was dead. Evelyn blames his death on Albert, and thus he is arrested. In the Umbrella, he feels that there is someone in the next compartment. He became shocked at seeing this after opening the window. That there was another Albert like him, Albert clone. The only difference was that there was a beard on his mouth. The scene, now it gets cut and the story comes back into the present, i.e. in 2036. Here we see that Jade is imprisoned in the Umbrella base. Her interrogation was done by her sister Belly. Now we find out that she now works for the Umbrella Corporation's CEO Evelyn, whose aim is to rule this whole world. Here she tells Jade, "Yes, I know that I'm wrong. I chose the Umbrella. This is my worst decision, but I was helpless. Choosing the Umbrella became my compulsion. The reality is that you are immunized with the T-virus. Because of the T-virus, you can't change into a monster, but I can change, and in maintaining my original state, the Umbrella helped me." After this, Billy opens Jade, and removes the tracking chip on her hand, and shows her the way going back to the research university. Jade was angry after knowing everything. She releases herself, and punches her, and picks up Mother Zero's head and starts running. She had just run a short distance from here when she met her research university colleagues. Her friends had come to take her from here. Seeing him, she breathed a sigh of relief. Now their ship has finally reached near them. After a long time, Jade met her family, her husband and her daughter, and was quite happy. If she came back here, it was only for her sister Billy. She was happy because now she was going to spend her time with her family. Here we see that the ship Jazz changed her route while going. On the way, a ship was found inside the sea, where all the people had changed into zeros. There could have been many living zeros even underwater. Inside the lab built into the ship, Jade with one of her friends was doing research on Mother Zero's head. She finds out that from Mother Zero's head, and there are two types of enzymes being released. But both of these enzymes end as soon they come into the explosion of the oxygen. Jade works the whole night and conducts 55 tests through which, through artificial saliva, she can be successful in keeping these enzymes alive. None of the tests was working. In the end, when Jade tests her own saliva, her test seemed to be successful. Those enzymes are working properly with Jade's saliva. Now Jade puts the T-virus inside these enzymes, and she knows that on one side, the enzyme emanating from the mother head attracts the T-virus towards itself, while the other enzyme repels the virus, puts it away from it. It meant that these people could use these enzymes to control zeros. Jade, to test experiments, needed a zero. That's why by sitting in a small seaboat, she again goes to that side of the sea where they get Zero's boat. She brings out the body of a Zero from the water that was still alive, and was about to attack Zero's, but Jade makes him unconscious by giving him an injection. After which he takes this Zero to her lab and ties up his body. Jade covers her body from the enzymes extracted from Mother Zero's body. She slowly takes her hands closer to Zero. Her experiment was working. Zero hasn't attacked yet. But as soon as Jade goes near her, Zero gets out of control. She had opened the chain of her hands and was badly after Jade. Jade runs away from there to save herself. But then, her researcher friend came from behind who doesn't know about the existence of any Zero here. Zero suddenly attacks and kills her. She didn't get any chance to understand something. In no time, many guards had arrived, one of whom shot Zero and killed him. She wasn't getting that because of her one mistake so much went wrong. The researcher who died, her husband tries to shoot Jade in anger, But here Jade's husband holds the man's arm and saves Jade. Jade took the blame for everything that happened. What would happen with Jade? Before deciding this, they hear the sound of many helicopters, which were moving towards them. The scene cuts from here and Jade's story discontinues. A scene from 2005 is shown. Here in the lab, we see 3 different Alberts. These 3 were working together. This was the Umbrella organization. Here Albert's clones were created, which were the same as Albert's clones, but their personalities were completely different from each other. Their leader was the original Albert. While these people were working, the original Albert comes here and notices that one of the 3 clones has no focus on his work, but is listening to music. He comes and tells the clone here, if you don't attention to work, then I'll cut off your other fingers like earlier. He was just talking about this, and many soldiers attack, because they were reported that the original Albert is illegally using Umbrella's assets, and having the experiment with his own will. The original Albert, about which we already know is Superman, defeats all these soldiers in seconds. After killing him, Albert feels that more soldiers were coming from behind. He knew that the Umbrella wanted to capture his clones, but he did not want the Umbrella to misuse his clones. That's why he decides to kill them, but before he can kill all 3 here Umbrella Corporation soldiers arrive. In the meantime, he just kills his one clone. Now he ran away from here to save his life. Evelyn arrests his 2 clones. Today, after 17 years, these 2 clones are meeting each other in 2022. When Clone 1, who was always imprisoned in jail, when he comes to know about this, that Clone 2 means Albert is living a normal life. He became shocked, while they were talking, when the guard came here and took Albert out of here. This Albert was brought to Evelyn and tied to a chair. Evelyn was interrogating him, to tell her that Angel died because of your injection. When he refuses, Evelyn gives him an injection, due to which he begins to tremble. On the other hand, we see a Clone 1 in jail, who has emotions of living independently in his heart. He shaves himself here and makes himself exactly like Albert. After killing the guards, he becomes successful in exiting Umbrella Corporation. Now, as he looked exactly like Albert, no one doubted him. He steals a car and comes to Jade and Billy. Both Billy and Jade were surprised that today how their dad came to take them. They don't know that this is not Albert but the clone. Here Clone 1 also doesn't answer any of their questions, so they could not recognize his reality. Because of his strange behavior, both Billy and Jake suspected him. He was driving so crazy that both of them were dozed off. After this, Clone 1 takes them to a local restaurant. Jade and Billy both were fed up with his strange behavior. They go to the washroom together to talk about him. Jade also notices his injured finger and feels that maybe her dad has been injected with something poisonous by Evelyn. Due to this, he is behaving strangely. On the other hand, we see Evelyn giving a strange medicine to her wife. Her son also notices this and steals this medicine to find about it. Meanwhile, Evelyn comes back and says, "Why don't you message your friend Jade? Maybe she is in trouble." This boy doesn't investigate Evelyn, but texts Jade, and after receiving his message, Jade tells him about her trouble. She asks for help from him. They talk to Clone 1, but even now he doesn't answer them. They come out of the hotel in anger, and see that Umbrella Corporation has come to take them. They run to the back door to escape. And we see Clone 1 has defeated those guards with his power. As he was about to defeat the last guard, he used his karate skills to lock the guard's hand with the car. After that, the guard captured Jade and Billy, and took them in front of Evelyn at the Umbrella Corporation. They saw that their dad, Albert, was sick. The Umbrella's agent took his blood samples, and Evelyn told them the truth. That Albert isn't their dad but a clone of a superhuman. Evelyn says all the clones were not healthy, and their condition worsens with each passing day. Then Albert made you 2 in this lab, so that he will keep himself stable with your blood. Jade and Billy also have seen that Albert injects their blood in his neck and save his life. They don't want to stay here, and they hate their dad means Albert. They say, "We hate you." Now the scene shifts to 2036, in the present, where there are so many helicopters near Jade's ship. They don't understand how the Umbrella Corporation found their location. She quickly uses her wits, and moves towards Zero Mother's head. which Billy had taken while arresting Jade. She sees a chip in Zero Mother's head and her sister played a trick on her. She didn't release Jade but just left her just to capture her whole team. Jade was checking this chip. Meanwhile, Evelyn comes, who didn't turn old even after 17 years coming here. She says to the organization, "I just want Jade, nothing else, and if you try to act smart or clever, so I will not be responsible for what will happen to you. This ship can be destroyed. You can die." Jade's daughter comes to meet her in her room. Jade doesn't listen to her and asks her to take out a green bag under the bed to leave this ship. After it, Jade went to the Umbrella's base to save her companions. Reaching there, she gets shocked to see Evelyn dancing. Then Billy comes in front and here it reveals that Billy was controlling Evelyn through her medicine for years. Apparently, Evelyn was the CEO of the Umbrella, but Billy controls it secretly. That is, Billy is running Umbrella. Billy tells Jade that she was after her because she just wants her blood to stabilize herself, like Albert used to stabilize himself with their blood. When Jade refuses for this, Billy controls Evelyn and orders her guards to occupy this ship. She also controls Jade, but Jade plays a trick with them. She throws a bottle on the ground having attractive enzymes. As the bottle breaks and the enzymes spread in the air, it starts attracting all the Zeros even from a far distance. Billy was in her small camp near the shore, and Zeros were coming here in thousands of numbers. Here, neither they have soldiers nor weapons to face so many Zeros. The Zeros killed all the soldiers one by one. Seeing this attack, the people on Jade's ship press a lever, and giant crocodiles are shown under their ship. They are infected with T-virus. It means we can call them Zero crocodiles. Now the scenes shift to 2022. Where Evelyn in the Umbrella Corporation is showing her project to one of her clones. It was her illegal project which Albert forbade her to do. One of the men of Umbrella Corporation takes Albert and Billy home, and they are given 5 minutes to pack their stuff because they will not stay here. Albert has told them that the organization will make them their test subject. They decide to escape with the bag and passport they found under the piano. They jump from the back wall of the house with the bag. The man from Umbrella Corporation finds it and moves ahead to capture them. They move ahead while tricking him, but their bad luck, there was Umbrella Corporation's security. They have to escape somehow, but we see Billy gets a panic attack. She starts acting like a monster. The man who come here to take them from here, Billy attacks him, but he controls her at the right time. Billy was caught by the security, but Jade successfully escaped with the bag. Billy was taken to Evelyn and she says, "Don't get scared, you are infected with T-virus. I will treat you," and then she injected her. This injection worsens her condition. On the other hand, we see in Evelyn's hood, Evelyn's wife was behaving strangely at home. She even burned her fingers while cooking and didn't realize it. Evelyn's son witnessed everything and asked his mom for an explanation on the call, but Evelyn revealed her true, ugly face to him. That she didn't spare her family for her experiments, and he starts hating her mom after knowing her truth. Meanwhile, Jade comes to his home. Who wants to ask help from him? They go to Umbrella Corporation and the boy hacks the locks, then they move inside. Here, they have to find and escape Billy, who was now out of control. She attacks the staff with the syringe, and before she comes out she starts hallucinating. She sees the dog barking in her hallucinations, but then Clone 1 comes to save her. Meanwhile, Jade and her friend also come to the room along with Albert, to save Billy. Albert knows that they must escape from here. They decide to escape together, and Jade's friend cracks all the locks. Doing this, they didn't realize that they had unlocked a dangerous creature. Before they could escape, Billy again hallucinates. Instead of running with them, she starts hitting them. She moves Jade away while hitting her and then bites Jade's friend. And now, because she was infected with T-virus, the boy also gets infected with T-virus. Evelyn, who was watching all this, gets scared that her son will change into a monster. A mother couldn't bear to see this happen, so Evelyn shoots her son, and his death leaves her deeply emotional. Getting a chance, Albert and Clone 1 successfully escape from there with Billy and Jade. Albert knew there were strange experiments done in Umbrella Corporation. If those experiments continue after they leave, the world will be destroyed, so he decides to destroy this place. He assigns the duty to Clone 1 to take his daughters out. Then he sprinkles petrol here. so that this place will be destroyed at once. Doing this, Clone 1 escapes with Jade and Billy. Before Albert could destroy this place, Evelyn reaches here and seeing him, she starts shooting him, but even then Albert sets this place on fire and seeing the fire brigaders come. Clone 1 escapes with Jade and Billy. We see the fire brigaders take out Evelyn safe and sound. The scene cuts and we are shown the scene of 2036 where the Umbrella Corporation, Billy's camp, was surrounded by Zeros. This happened because of Jade and she slaps Jade in anger, and then moves inside to Evelyn. Evelyn was in a weird condition and says to Billy, "I told you are nothing without me." This makes her furious, so she picks up a drone controller and orders the drone to end all the Zeros here. They were firing and Zeros were dying, getting a chance from it. Jade started running towards the sea because she had attached repellent enzymes to her body. No Zero was giving her attention, so she reached her boat. Her husband takes her upside the boat successfully. Seeing Jade returning, the leader decides to leave their mutant crocodiles on Billy. The crocodiles start destroying everything, but then Jade notices that her daughter isn't on the ship. When she asked her daughter to escape with the bag, she left before she becomes a victim of their crocodile. Now, Jade and her husband moved on a small boat to find their daughter. Here we see the crocodiles have eaten drones and destroy them. Billy throws a grenade in the crocodile's mouth to escape. Due to it, the crocodile panics and with this, the helicopter coming to escape Billy gets destroyed. As the crocodile moves inside the water, while in pain, Jade and her husband's small boat also tilts. When they come to their senses, they were on the seashore. And her husband's leg was badly injured. He couldn't walk, so he asks Jade to find their daughter. A new helicopter of the Umbrella organization has also come to save Billy. There was still a crocodile, but before it harms the helicopter, it successfully flew, taking Billy with it. The crocodile was moving ahead and there was Jade's daughter, but the crocodile relaxes while smelling her as it knows her. Meanwhile, a grenade blasts the crocodile, causing Jade's daughter to get scared and run, finding Jade standing in front of her. Before Jade comes to her ship with her, Billy comes again and says to Jade, "You end so many people in your selfishness." Her words made Jade realize that she had done so much wrong. Billy then captures her daughter through her guards. Jade stops her, but Billy has taken her. What will she do with Jade's daughter? And how did T-Virus make this world's conditions so worse in 2022? That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.